Today, again, a lot of fantastic Lego creations with a little bit of accent on medieval and castle builds, and a lot of interesting articles and blog posts. Everyone and everything mentioned in this video will be linked in the description down below, and today I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster so that the video don't turn out too long. Welcome back to Mock Builder News. Okay, from Instagram, I'm gonna feature Brockog. First post here, amazing Hogwarts school build. We have a few of these massive builds in the community. This is really amazing. I love the water details, the different grades, the different shade of color that goes into that. The texture on the roofs and the walls is amazing. And my favorite part is actually the rock work that has a very interesting mix of wedge plates and all different kind of slopes, normal one and curved one. Very cool build. Check out his profile where he has more detail about this massive build. Next up is Emmanuel some bricks. He has this very interesting floating island build made for a community build. Very interesting color. Here basically we have 3 floating islands that connect to each other with this very big tree and with a kind of small bridge. Very cool, interesting concept here with the floating island. I recommend you to check it out. Next one is Vensis 2019. Very cool medieval build. So you can see here the texture of this build is amazing. Every single section of each build is done in a slightly different way. A very amazing build. The part count must be very high here, and you can see also that the roofs are all done in a slightly different way. Very cool build. Go and check it out. Next one, we have Roses Must Build, which is Sandro Quattrini, which is the designer behind the Lego Ideas motorized lighthouse. Check out his profile. Some amazing creative creations over here. Really another level. He posted today a older build, actually, as a release video of this build from 2022, which is called Nautilac. Very cool build. The way that the shell is built is really a masterpiece. Check out his profile. Is really another level. Next up, we go to Beyond the Brick. They haven't posted much videos recently, but they still post the mock of the day on their Instagram channel. There's a few mocks that we already featured before, like this Endor Battle, or like this Egyptian temple build that I featured a couple of episodes ago. They featured this older build, Bastens by Lego, but I think it's always worth it to share this because it's really beautiful. The character is amazing, but even look at the floating items and the wooden plank at the bottom. This is a work of art. Check out his profile. You might remember from last year, one of the best build of 2023, this big chicken with all those round white tiles. Very cool build. Check him out. Next one, another castle build. This one by Ramstein Lego. Massive layout, very interesting texture. We have very cool roof, a nice use of colors, and we can see also some towers on a slight angle. This is a very cool build. Let's move to the article section. Let's start from tips and bricks. We're gonna have a little bit more Lego creation later on in the video. Technique discussion about statues. Very interesting. A lot of amazing builders are featured in this build, including some that we often feature in our video. Like, for example, we have Kubrick that we mentioned many times. We have Forster da Luca that we'll see again later. They have a lot of amazing builders. 5 Bricks also has been featured on my videos recently. We also have an article with the favorite new pieces of 2024. This is very interesting that there's a lot of very cool new parts that came out this year. Not just regular parts, but we're talking about accessories, we are talking about windshield, palets, minifigure accessories, and even animals and so on. Very interesting green. Go check it out. Staying on the topic of parts, on New Elementary, of course, Kev Level have an interesting article with these new longer rounded plates that just came out, and he has a little bit of a study on how these new parts can interact and what shape we can achieve using these new parts. Also, New Elementary by Hiro Konnen, we have a review of the Pretty Pink Flower Bouquet. So Lego Botanicals, in my opinion, the best source of Lego parts as part spec. We have this new flower mold, very cool. In this color, I think it could work also for some sort of water splash or something like that. We have this very new leaf petal. Maybe the color is a little bit too bright, but definitely an interesting part, and many more, including some recolors. We also have this new part that also will come out with the new CMF minifigure in black. This one is in green, so it will make for a very interesting plant stem kind of piece. Moving on to Brick Nerd, we have an article by Andreas Lenander about this amazing Tatooine collaboration. So he's going to interview the builders behind this massive layout of Tatooine and how this massive build came together. They talk a little bit about this experience and the planning that goes behind that. Another interesting article is by Mega Color Mix, which interview Wendy Graham and Century Chan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is a build that we featured a few episodes ago here on the channel. It's Alice in Wonderland tea time build. Amazing. Since we featured before, I think this is an interesting grid because it's gonna go a little bit more deep into what's behind this amazing build. We stay on Brick Nerd. Of course, they have the usual monthly contest roundup by Isaiah Duran. We have few contests that we already mentioned before. Wonder Skies is just finished. There's a new Habitat contest on Instagram. We have some Bricklink activities, some Brick Central photo activity. We have Build to Give. And we have the one that we mentioned before, which are the Colossal Castle contest, as well as Brickscalibur. Then we have some Lego Ideas activities, and we have also the alternate build contest on the Euro Bricks that I mentioned in the previous episode. Brothers Brick, they are in the review season, but they still post a few amazing creations, including by this one by Andreas Lenander that we just mentioned not long ago. Is this amazing owl build with this white color scheme and some very cool part usage, including those cattail pieces in white. That is the same part that was recently used for the Iron Builder competition. They also have another amazing build, which is this by Josh Evanwood, known as Jaifa. He's building one dragon for each month of the year. This is the 11th, this is the month of November. And he has this very amazing Draconis Shifozoa. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. So it's a sort of jellyfish kind of dragon. Parts usage and color amazing, including, you can see at the top of the head over there, we have that Mind Flayer piece from the recent D&D minifigure series for the brain of this dragon. Very, very cool. Wonder Skies just finished. I featured a lot of builds last week. Let's feature a few more of my favorites over here. Jordan 413. Amazing airships here. We have one big in the background and a smaller one here at the front. I'm guessing the big one is chasing the smaller one. Very, very interesting build. Then we have Vertaro, smaller airship, sort of hot air balloon kind of thing. Very, very well done. I love the technique that he used for the bottom, for the, let's say, they call it the bucket of this air balloon. Very, very interesting technique with all those clips that are facing down. Very, very cool. We also have Ginevra Duran with this very cool dwarven mice. So this is another floating island. The colors very cool. And here she's double dipping because she built this for Wonder Skies and for the Dwarf Tales category of Brickscalibur. So we are going to link to Brickscalibur. A lot of amazing builds over there. Sir Darian has this fantastic build again for the Dwarf Tales category that goes very, very deep with very, very tall build, sort of micro scale, where we can see all the different layers of this deck. Very, very cool build and very nice job with the lights over here. Next one, very colorful. Brick X, we featured him before a few episodes ago. This one is for the minifigure category, I think. So you can only have one minifigure in this medieval scene. I love the card with all the golden accents, and the choice of colors is really, really on spot. Smaller build, great attention to details, very, very well done. We featured this builder, Julia, also last episode. I think she has an amazing force perspective build. Here she has the Fig Barf, again for Brickscalibur, and this is probably the best build in the Fig Barf category. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigures, plus a couple of skeleton and extra stuff. Each one of these is really, really well done, and I love the colors and the photography here is super well done. Two more trophies drop by Lego designer Markus Rohrmuller, that is behind Brixcalibur. These two trophies are for the collaborative category. So we have the Mermaid. This is one of my favorite of the two. The colors are amazing. We have those big figure arms in purple at the bottom. Those big long slope in azure, I guess. I'm not sure exactly it's the right shade of color, but very, very cool. With there's a jellyfish coming off on the side. Amazing build. And here's another one that goes in pair with this one, which is the Fire Mage. Again, the choice of color is beautiful, with the gold, with the brown, with the dark red, and the regular red. Very, very cool build. I love the way that he used the slopes for the sleeves of this character towards the end. Very, very good build. My suggestion for Lego ideas, I have two this week. This build was featured on my videos a few weeks ago by Akidan the Brick. I have to say that again. Akidanda Brick. Apologize. Maybe I should split it in some other way. Anyway, the blue E1, amazing build. There was some crazy Lego techniques behind this build that at first looks simple, but there's some really amazing techniques behind all the details of this build. I think I featured also a Tips and Brick article a few weeks ago that were going behind all the different techniques behind this build. A really, really masterpiece. Another suggestion is Ace Ventura Pet Detective. This is by Bricky Brick. Yes, I don't know, 20, 10K projects, so I'm assuming this also will have a good chance. I would love to see Ace Ventura made with Lego. It was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I would love to see Ace Ventura minifigure. It could be so fun. This nice build, there's a nice cat, and we will get, for sure, a lot of animals with this one. Not many minifigures, maybe one or two, but for sure a lot of animals. So go and support it. Now, let's move into the suggestion from YouTube. I'm going to feature First Order Luca again. He posted another time lapse, a short one this week, with a very artistic build. So we have this arm with a sword that going through, and this arm is holding a white art piece. Very, very interesting and artistic build. I recommend you to go and check him out. Next up is Eggy Bricks. They haven't posted a video in quite a long time, but their videos are always top quality and top builds. So in this video, they're talking about their Lego cities and what happens if an emergency happens in the Lego city. So they're gonna build all the emergency vehicle and buildings that are needed to respond to the emergency in this Lego city. Very, very cool. Go check it out. Next one we featured before, Brick World International, is working again on the roundabout for his big massive Lego city. You can see that it's getting bigger and is coming together. I think a roundabout is something that is a bit difficult to see in the Lego world because of the sort of grid that works better with the Lego bricks. So this is a really, really cool build. Go and check him out. Next one, again, 3 weeks in a row, I'm going to feature Coldfire. Very, very cool build again, video again. So he created some custom fantasy factions, new ones, and for each one of these factions that are, all the minifigures are very, very well done, by the way, and there is a small build that goes together with them. So very cool video. Highly recommend you to go and check him out. He's on a roll. Next one, the Naterator. If you're interested in custom minifigure, he has a very cool video. A few weeks ago, he did also a very good one about all the X-Men minifigure. This one is using some interesting parts that he got recently to create some very cool custom minifigure. Go check him out. Of course, on my side, A Brick Dreamer, this week I posted my custom Lego store. So this is a mod actually, so I shrink down the yellow truck because I think it's too big, and I use some of the parts from the truck to expand another Lego set, which is a smaller Lego brand store, and I make it bigger. I make it modular on a 32 by 32 corner modular base plate. I also have my members only vlog where I go behind the scene of this build and also on the future builds that are coming out next week. And a new vlog for members will be out on Saturday. Quickly, a couple of suggestions for Amazon US. I will put the affiliate link that support the channel if you decide to purchase something from there. The Mona Lisa is not very popular into the community. They have it on 11% off. It could be a good part spec. There's a lot of golden parts for all the frame, and also all the tiles and plates there are actually very useful color anyway. Anyway, I think it's a very good set anyway. If you are into art, you will definitely want to get this. Also, Christmas is coming, so if you are looking for parts or for gifts, the poinsettia is on 30% off on Amazon. Good parts here, dark red, dark green, and all the... Is it dark orange at the bottom or medium nougat? I don't know. But 30% off, could be a good part spec or a good gift. And again, if we're talking about gift, they have a cheap set here, 40% off for the nut cracker. I don't think the parts here are very useful, but if you're looking for a cheap gift, 40% off, this is a cool option. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you are new to this series, consider to check out the playlist with all the previous episodes. We have some really amazing build featured in this video, and everyone, as always, is linked down in the description below, so you can go and check out each one of the builds. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Ciao, ciao.